And in case you missed it, in the wee early hours of January 3rd in Caracas, Venezuela, the largest ever example of America's Most Wanted was filmed live for the President of the United States as the U.S. military, acting as U.S. Marshals, cruised into Caracas, Venezuela, swooped up the president, an accused international criminal, Nicolas Maduro, and headed off to the Southern District of New York for him to stand trial.
Come on, people. Wake up. If you think this is anything remotely legit, or this is in furtherance of some foreign policy aim or some aim of American interest, oh, come on, please, people, it's all about Epstein. Wake up. Get the scales off your eyes. Don't think beyond just the front of your nose. This is Epstein health subsidies. This is a giant diversionary tactic. You say, well, you know, it hadn't been totally thought out. What the fuck has he ever done that's not totally thought out, that is even marginally thought out?
Meanwhile, in case you don't understand what happened, let's let you listen to the far left. This was World War Trump, the far right, American justice on American soil. And now let's talk about what it really was. An extension of the U.S. policy, the Monroe Doctrine. Wait a minute. Donald Trump's already renamed it the Donroe Doctrine.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability. We want to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it. We need that for ourselves. We need that for the world. And we want to make sure we can protect it.
Of determining what goes on in the Western Hemisphere is up to us. There's no truth to the rumor, of course, that Donald Trump is going to rename Venezuela Trumplandia.
Mr. President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved.
Sure. We call members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on. It was a trigger-based mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice, and the Department of War supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policy implications here, but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
If I could add one thing to that. Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. A lot of ships out there, they sort of knew we were coming. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakage.
Mr. President,
But it is true that Donald Trump has said that, according to the president, we have taken over Venezuela. We're going to run it for the time being. He's not saying how long.
But just at some point, try to insist that you don't get the same ignorant crap that you got leading up to the Iraq War, great foreign policy disasters of all time. People writing stories, weapons of mass destruction. Oh, my God, please, Jesus, oh, Holy Mary, Mother of God, save me this New Year's Day from the stupidity that's coming on. So we know the reason. There was never any doubt. As soon as I saw it, I knew the reason. You knew the reason. And you know that there's not going to be any flushing out of the law, or what the Constitution says, what is the powers of Congress, what is the powers of the president. You know the Congress, they just sit there with one thumb up their ass and one in their mouth, and they switch every 30 seconds.
And that our multinational oil corporations are going to come in and make a lot of money in the process, in case you wondered what this was really all about. See you next time.